Yo abusia me man krankra bia akwaba. Na last week episode no na aye nsem bebrebe but me were few questions to ask. Abusia all the drugs in dro ahodo ni na including malaria drugs. Efri nkrofo yi ho na eba. Ebie ni ho ayeye ne ha. Even our own local herbal medicines and our drugs na ayeye no wa ha kra no. We buy the chemicals and the preservatives from them. And to me, beside one simple question, what makes you think that something that somebody is making money out of it? He loves you so much that they will come and spend millions of cedis here to build a mosquito farm just to save you. Me pacho said the awadwini wo from biano. Wo de adwini say keke. E den na ma wo dwen say obeba besi saa de ne say wo oba odo wo boro so. Into the millions of dollars ebeba be saa de we e de amount e de ben odo no omo dom no omo ntumi nye visa application letter free because enumpo they will still make monies out of it because omo ye visa application forms ni free you will still buy plane ticket when you get the visa and you are going so they can still make monies out of it saying na yankasa yeti ha no yadwin say obeba be stop it saa de we na ni kuro mu ntonton wa stop yomo aya ye dwen ko ne sen me pamocho and you believe that we mu baba be ye we yamawo na wa ba be stopping mosquito abe stopping ntonton abe stopping malaria every wabrabom for 3 years be si ndey se ye benya doctors omo be ye open no maka no kora yare omo hu ne nne no yare a omo hu ne nne no edura na omo de satete de no omo tumi de sasa yare no mane yeyi ana bibisa sese no ye platform no enye en fighting local war again sese platform no suffer international war nti wa wo hwe episode no hu restrictions hu said ya na baabi omo atwitwa afim ye lusu be ye 40 minutes nanso kakra ye tumi ye ne de ye kan ye na sese obi asoso ye den adwene saa de we hu me catch out this fact my evidence no wo ho ade ani si wo se monfrɛ saa Maame Cecilia dapa no meyi yinsem bia no because na me kan no so bo omo de abo no me de ntumi nkyere because Maame no mahu sa wig papa bi ahye no na maka sa odi ska no kototo wig hye but ebi a oba obetumi akyerekyerem ne yehu de ye dan e course now o catch them say I should be careful with the fire I'm playing with. I own hell. I am a queen that I rule there. Where the fire itself was made out of. It won't be for fire and better. Me na me manager of that. Me na me in fact the creator of that fire. What hell? And I'm actually say who ni ma. It won't be for fire and better. Me say I should be careful with the fire I'm playing with. I own hell. That ben the young kasa ye be ya doing say ye dwene. Na ya ma audience to near me be save yen than jokes na ye de ya ho odin nyina edita chire no. Years ago on this same platform, and I make a say the plastics that are coming. Say ya nhwe kwaya ye be faso na ye use plastics ni wi a ye be process ya e be duru baabi ni ye be wo akola akra na plastic chichire ne se ho. This same platform na make asem we chire mu. Enso ye fa ye den na hu ni bebrewum plastics. On this same platform, and I me be ka free SHS asem. Me catch ye nyina sanka free SHS no ebe ye yi a anka brofo de ye because baby awiase kono obi ahia so obi hu akenkan na emom nka omonye ne tese vocational school na technical school nti abofra ne be wie school no wo ne nsa no adwuma sente sa nso a obi a okọ school ni binu mom nko wo ni kurom no mbre omboa ne maame ne papa adwuma a obeye na mo ye na mo sesa bi fi borga ede ba nkran mo sese bi fi central region ede ba atakorade mo fa sabio sabe ankola nkom de awrefu ane ampesi a yede ngo agu so omudi a omo asomju omo no mo sesa omo nyina na mo de be fra omo wo nkran ha me ka kire mo me say for the time of 4 badges aye SHS free no for no be ba abonte no prostitution be ye rampant armed robbery be ye bebrebe ye benya problem ayentumi nso ano e bi bisa am sa de na make us because se obi tie kurase na obo apesi di wie owie JSS na ne maame so kosua de pama obekọ o se kosua carpentry obekọ kosua electrician kosua driving obekọ na wakofa na bankran so ombeko SHS free university nye free omo awie university nye adwuma nye owie free SHS no so adwuma ban e na okọ akoye wawie free SHS na ne namfofo ne ni group ni na ekọ university no o ka kire ne so nkosua de pama onko because nani ate enti mo ma ye nhwe ne ye nya sa for budget se beba no ye hu ye ho ano asema me ken se ndam ahu se se ehwe drugs se se ehwe prostitution se se ehwe wa bankran abehu the way ayi sardine pizza any fried rice onko akura na se back utwi no wo fom mponko e na ya ye choked ene ye hyenkran ha se ye di bibi ba na obi gina nche na oka kire ma mo filisa brofo na ye bibi ye so na adwene nko na su nyansa meka free SHS asem meka ya ante maka widi site asem eno so maka ka de bia we are always behind bibia nipa beka bia flood asem how many years na me dey atena platform ye so akasa ta mo musika so amo me hwe baby o musi mall na me ka kire me boss say baby o musi mall ensuo na pampempe ena yesi mall yesi no mo esi mall no kakra na akọ esi ho ena ensuo afaye na yesi ye kofre nyankopon medwen ho a minti ase inti so broni brewu bibi anase wo bibi na ye wo fa wo ndwen hwe se onipa ono introduce ade ne ma wo no ono so use bia na ye mbisa sa questions we aha platform yi so ena masa abeka mosquito lab asem ena mudi matem 5 years to come ye nyina ye behu we de enye obi o me say 5 years to come obi ntumi nko obi ayiye because efie bia mu ebenye funu na wotwe saa enkom hye na saa Melinda ne hye no ebeba wani asefe na fe wasua nyansa Lucky Dube na to ndumbi o say mo be kai say me raise me voice high enough for you na nde de wanya ne awope nti wo nkai me dimpo asem we mu ntie ne ye 5 years to come owu a mo be experience wo krom ha no mo ankasa mo be kai me din se mo ankaye nsu a mo be kai asere adenti na se ye ma ye bibi asa bibifu a we don't investigate ye nya hwe me kan twi because se platform na nya issue so mo block video na afa de o mo twitwa de o mo pe kire se nsehu de o mo mane ko o mo pushi e promote na de se o mo adwuma de o mo ani adam so sese enti me kire obibi ama sabe wetie na wadwene ho na de amekan se wantie ni nda o chena ubetie na wakai se maame wei ebetena aka asase mosquito yi eni owuo ne nyare wa bebrebe yi se nipa nyare mboro so a empa ntumi nshorte wo hospital nipa yare boro so a na enso nka yare de ye boaboa ye homa because etumi tu nipa bia na adan ne ye ntumi nsha enya ahwe is prevention no better than cure adwene ne tesen adwene na we ye tirimu no etesen maka mosquito se mo ahu bibia mo pe no fofofo me be ka kire mo wudi sa say bedu ba bi aduane e bedu nyina be ye yare sese ma be ka koko eno so nwatwe mu ani ma be ka banchi eno so nwatwe mu ani e na ndura so ma ba be ka mosquito a kire mo we dia me nka no ma sa be block me platform ba mi ti awo na so sese o mo de na abre mo biogas enti no sebe se musifia na mo aye we ni wo hoketwa bi yesi mukọ pupu nu wo mu a mo mfa sa aduro nu ngusu na enhye na nkọ asase na se eye easy obibini pe nsesa sika kakra bi be kampo a ondwe de ade ne de bebre ne daachi nti saa biogas asemi se ya ankobroni on apply bi mu amwo land mu amwo America is that happening there ye problem na ye woni ni ye ni bri sika nto daachi asase a wote so ne sei na nipa na eti asase no so adwene sei na aduane a omudi e wa asase ni mu no eseye a sebe kafrache emuampo eso wonfa so chain saa enipa na omote saa asase no so no enti mo manya ye de se ye nya bibia o enti won kofre we na ombetwe na omboa na asase emua enimu no ade papa bi enti mi mfiri mu mba me mbeka ena manya asem because se ye platform no atwemu wo local war se ba bi edu no Sunday ni yenyina ye de yani ehu bi but ende me pese me no eka asem bi na I want to have a discussion with you ye ka asem we kire mu a na obi su gina ho na we this cry I didn't want to address it but let me tell you this those who are also jokers saying that Kwame Nkrumah is reincarnated minua pebre bi bo neja ina reincarnation so na reincarnation so. Forget about that joke. Na focus wa abrabọ na wo bọ no so. Omo say na we na Kwame Nkrumah so ampa say what reincarnate as Kwame Nkrumah. What actually can you do right now? They are talking to these vipers that have vowed not to make this place a habitant for their habitants. Yene mo kasa muntie because sika bi amu behu bi aye musika. Na say me tro say sika enye bibia na etumi ye. Mama yen focus on more important things. I beboa important souls. And I say ita beans no. Say yan dreams ade we hu a ye bebre. Na de enti a me beka asama na me beka ni say. Nipa na ati kuro no mu no hu say ya mistake nti yan correct sa error no fa ye for ye good. Because they will get people when they talk their stomach is shaking and their meat, their breast is also shaking and their neck, there is no space between their neck and their head. Inti no mo kasa, no mo blame nyankopon for nia esino. Sometimes it's so shameful, it's so disgraceful. Sambre ya Super El Nino, atwam wo baby a ade ni free ocean ni mu na eba. America, baby I flooded a real share bi no mo adwen kura say. London cars nam kwan so na taye nane. Na flood so fa efa. Cote d'Ivoire flood afa Nigeria. Ade a AC worldwide. Yes sad say penimu. Penimu o se wako school. Gina social media ne to say obon paye. Now I stop it flood. It's so shameful, it's so disgraceful. Because I didn't know no mama who admit say your mistakes are how do we correct it? If you say that Jesus is coming to save us, prayer can save us, people will sit back, relax, and wait. Now, waiting in vain, what will it cost us? The future of this country, how do you see it? It's so scary. Everybody living out there, the Western world, everywhere, your intelligent being can attest to the fact that these people don't want us there anymore. Now, someone pay ohobioma ukromu na ubeba. And I was starting biogas and I say, do you know what it will cost us? Common sense. Let's have a conversation. Today's topic is a corn god. And a corn god. Mama yen discusses anyama way. Say see dear, and I make no me no beka nyansa kasa nko because last week video ni so far and I make 40 minutes vamoose. And yes, I make kwasi asem sebe facha me. Because say you be adwuma. I will be out be saying say I should be careful with the fire. I own hell. Fire na ne fapim na yemi. Abusua, we will always say kose. Because the Bia Obibini is behind the trouble. The Bia Obibini is behind the trouble. That is why at this age and at this era, people with educational background, people who go to church every day and understand that next to godliness is cleanliness, would sit at a dirty place and create a whole lot of mess for themselves. And at this era, a whole minister who is supposed to make sure that the town council establishment is doing its work well, would pick up a shovel and the rest. Say kopra na video so. This era is so disheartening. Na minim the way I drink, minim the way I share so that they be a be donate. Na osofo donate. Na Bible a catch any plane. Say ade a wodo unsa left here no. Mema unsa right enye a whole bishop. Ebeche biscuit. Na or the video esine so. Ayiko. And so mona mukita asemu. Na mo kopra na mo the video esimu so. Na sebe wo ba 5 years kora no. Say wo kire ni the way a ole ni bed. Any the way a opra ni dem. Enti say wo your mampani na wo ye minister. Na say wo ni grown ups. A omo kwa asori ekwa adwuma. Wona wo kire omo so omo nkopra na wo aso kopra. Na future ne te sen. Nkola na musi mu employer or mu security someone who HIV. We hear this every day. No more beka 1,200 and people have HIV. 1,500 people have HIV. The solution, you will never hear it. And then ni ye de ye ho atu nyame bi so. So I want us to get into this nyame. Ni ye mbisa na sam ni ye nhwe se ye yare. Ana so say ye okay ana. They be ye behind. And akose oh kose. I my condolence to omo shire omo nipa. Ewo niama course mu. Ani families that lost members and property in the recent flood. But I do not want us to thank any religious gods for the floods. Ya ma kose, e ma due. Sa na before e behave. Ye ne ye busuafo ye ne omo sere ne sere ye ne omo su no so ye ne omo asu nti ye mfa na se nkoma any whoever but me mamudue me mamoyako say na before e behave. This is what I can say for now because I say meka sa kwa akira me nim ne meka nti we na meka me mamudue e mamoyako e mamokose esremu mfa se da nkoma onyankopon bia. Say one man suo abefa yen. Are we serious as a country? Are we serious as a country? Say oye ne kakraka eti se esi. Yes say ye da nyankopon bi ase. Nti ni ye beye. Indeed we have short memories because 47 years ago say ye kaya anka dana nsuo no to gidigidi na ni owuo bebre no ye anka ye be go back to your history. Ni ye bisa ye ho say 47 years ago that very day no ni person ye dua omo anim no so e wa asase so na mo de mobile na mo de koye Thanksgiving no mo bisa mo ho questions say o se dia wo bedua no eno na wo betwa so 47 years ago that same very day no e dia be na mo dua wa asase no so these same politicians what did you people bury alive in the land inti dia mo dua na mo twitwa that day e moja mo kagu ye no sa moja na e kasa mo pa mo nko mo history mu na mo nso da na flood ni ye heavy afriwa di be see ha no na mo nso say dey na see those 5 days na we yanim no. I have sat on this very platform 4 years ago and I make kire mo say ensuo ni beto to emfa ka ba ko emfa nipa ba ko me be kan kire say ye prophecy say bibi ba na yehu a yehu de ese ye yehu bibi yetimi yehu bibi na me kire mo say e ba ne saa na amfa nipa bi a ye be kwa ko twa nsu e wo Ghana nyina na ye started the quest, started visiting all the rivers and ankrofo fili say eye kom sika na ye business no mo started so mo na me say mo mfa say mo ahu de esi ye ne me say mo refi just 47 years ago history there and yet there is no way you will remember 100 years ago not to think of 70 60 years ago ye problem ni ye say politician bi ka say you was short memory indeed. Na wo da nyame ase at that time oye na aba na wo da nyame ase de ache se so wani nti ebeto so nti pra na wo kopra na ebe ye wo den se ye ka asem a na mama mamu bi a makeka from free SHS me ka me singaism ne be ye worse, prostitution be ye worse, krono bibia be ye worse. What do you see? Nkola nketo omo kopa adwuma ye say how many people na wo HIV upa ko check nkrofo na omo kopa adwuma na background na check how many badges are omo free SHS ni mu apia enye omo traces are. You can cross check. Some of us are not done like that. Sa nipa 1003 obi our partner obi our double partner. Where do we stand? Where is our future? You don't think we have anything to confront but to thank God. Which kind of God? Yeah, in fact, now you would have realized that we did an editorial about the gods of the creek. We know our platform we are so and rivers just days before the deadly floods hit Ghana. Share me yes episode no ansana but wehu the Americana ebekọ anim no na o makate ho afiri ho but wonku me ye bepe kwan foforo so ne yaka na wontumi so nkume ene de mpese wote ase you can't even try it. Ya obedua no betwa sa na Bible ka kira mu ntise mo ko Thanksgiving na mo read ni nyina because wontumi ndua emo na wo so pese otwitwa bese da bi. I am sure you remember me know yes our episode no ansana before you heard anybody making video about flood and attaching it to spirituality. I have made that video dada. Because the substance of that editorial was simple. Do not blame anyone when we refuse to revere natural bodies around us. Do not. Because whatever you give, it comes back to you. What the plastics boom and so on. plastics na be yi abrɛw sɛ wo block ni way a ebe find ni way so wo pese wo ne water enya problem a ma ni way nko sika so ama onsi so ehon sam ni mpo de mi nyankan na ma betene ne me message say I should be careful with the fire me ka ne maka no me na me hell ye media te gya no me na me create anta wo ehu ne ehu you cannot come and show gullibility be and me wohwe mani ase ye da form sa wanya no hwe a onya wo hwe obroni nim sa nyansan ti watete gata ni mu nti ade esi wiase nyina so no esi omu nyina omo so but wohwe ensuo na ekọ na efie wo mu a na ebe kire nipa po a omo te ba bi a ade a esi oye ne na esi no esi because we are contractor a blocky water waste ni we si dan esi so na anim nyansa e na plastics no so ye anim nyansa sesebe empro sesi ekura mete so omo so omo be stop no e bi say omo nye ready nti ye betena ha no ma akosi ba bi a ye be ready ye ne obi akasa obi afi se nani ate ontie. I specifically landed that editorial on the back of reverence, not spirit or religion. Because my dream adwuma ye wan bu hu a obi mbu wan bu nsuo na like dia obedua no eno na obetwa is biblical, is scriptural, because what we adore and respect we treat with care. So won bu asase na wote so no na won treat it with care dia wudua no the same reward and de beba wo so dia obedua no obetwa. There may be other developmental challenges causing this havoc, and we may address that at another time. Medi kan say Super El Nino is all over. Ye betumi aye ho episode one day. And no sa havoc no e wo ho a ye betumi aka ho asem but one kasa. Wa wasiesie wo ho san a sa de we ba wo ho a wo betumi save wo ho. Bibisa. We may address it one day. Ntimo de moma yen fa nu nsi wo but e so disgraceful. Hey, Ghana for mugu ya nimase. Se wo begina ho. Se bibi asase na ni buafu ensuo bi na ni buafu na nyankopon bi na ni buafu, and it's so embarrassing that you feel you can pray to stop this. Are we okay as people? Say ye blame bibia on bibia, how do we correct our mistakes? Say what to me jitum say nyame na ni buafu e na otwe aso a ye beye dan aka kire de oti fi ni mu no. Say on pragata ni mu na ensuo ni nyakwan because wo pesa wo kire ni say nyame na eye nyame na so na beba be correct. No normal human being will allow this on social media. Sometimes these things, these all trances, shows how weak mpenimfo ni binom aye ewokroni. However, I am writing this editorial to say that let's stop thanking religious gods after natural disasters. It's so shameful. It's so disgraceful. It is a con move. Now nobody is scared of any. At this point, we are dying, we are perishing. And I'm telling you, say yan kasa yan ya doing say you best sorry, na ya tidy up. Sa dangerous havoc na eba yesuna, we would die. And this God will not do nothing. Only one time. It is a church's move. Say wo ko bompa ya stopping what? It is a trick move. Eyamina make achiro. You yourself, you know. Say something now can say lie. On to mean stopping blood pressure. Not to think of stopping a whole like mama ye admitting your mistakes. Ni yen jintum baby we are say ko. Na yen boabo ye ho. Because flood didn't see that havoc is going everywhere. But that gravity comes to you based on errors our committee. Hey, da ben pa no bibini emofra ewu ne nipa ewu no bibini ahye fita no ye Thanksgiving. It's recently and me hu say obi akre ne mamienu tragically. Na osa ede nyame ase na ndure ya so masan ya hu. Se nipa ewu e bi hye nsuo no kura ye nya yi omu wie ye. Na ye wure fi oye nene crimes aye committed 47 years ago. Yan dream say no mpo ho reward na aba na ye feel say nyame bi won sa bi ewom eno na ma kire wo no eye chapters eye trick move. You want to do praise and worship to a God for what? Said ye be. E dey be ade na ye ntimi reschedule, but I don't blame you because on Revelations platform a pastor came to say that Papa Mahama Ashebo says obey Thanksgiving every year there. The Nyankopon says obey there omo be ma na nwini. enye me na me ko eye this osofo yi e na oba platform no so e na obeka aye pamocho mo nhwehwe sa yi na mo fanto so I'm not going to blame anybody because oni papa shaba odiso na boss omo je sa boss ni ndiso no no mo nso ye Ghana fo no mo nyini no mo ya ba tan na nko ye ne kakraka senya si na wo da nyame ase na ho na minya na ka me hear explanation so we sofo na ahwa me na say who feel say wo beba explanation na Bible no dey minim because I say in all things we should give thanks. In all things we should give thanks. Na say Yesu suye. Ewo Lazarus wo hu atete a omode ni fa mu dia. Ene na che say sunsusu hu hia. Ane. Na Yesu kura complaini ye. Sa denti na neja apo no so dia. Na wo ye papa responsibility bi wo ho ma wo mbra wo ba eko atete mu. So where is this thanksgiving coming from? That cannot or going to mean reschedule in the time of trouble. Yes, so ye nene so. Ama sa nyame na na se den. Eho, eye question o. Eye question. Any God that says, I cause you to suffer because I want you to thank me after the suffering and to see me as bigger than you, is a fraudster or a fraud God. Me na kan. Abusia, call the police to arrest that God immediately. Cause obi bu obi a police for to meet no. Se si ekura ye arrest fraudsters a omu wiawia nkrofo sika. Nti aden na sa God we ebetumi aka kire so no na otwenwaso e na okoso we na sa God we ye gya no na onenam ho. It doesn't make sense. So today I said we might be living in a country where both external forces and internal teams are daily scamming us by simply using the fear of religion. So we need to talk about this. Let's get into this so you can think and know your status as an African and as a Ghanaian. You can think. We have to do this episode. This is Time with Maame Grace Abusia. Ane, me mamu akwaba e de ba show you subium. Se sie de na make na international war. Nti ne ombetwetwe bi bo mo twetwe bi ebi be kafa wadwen no ka ho. Tie bibia wo betie wo social media no so. Hwe bibia wo be share wo social media no so. Before you want to put anything inside of you or absorb anything inside, wo de be ko wo mu ana to say wo be gi atomu no. Please practice mindfulness about that thing. Tenase na dwen ho na wo ankasa hwe say decision na wo make no eye ana say enye. Because yen to me nkan yamani ina plain and fanchiro because na my example ama last week episode yen na ye hu niama episode ni so 40 minutes pan inti modie mamu ma yen hwe sa niama ye ameken ni yen koso na yen joki because of aduane cars na yen wa ye oppressors no mo wipe ye off. During asema amaka ihu. This is Time with Maame Grace. Afekra na here starting. Yo abusia nanso so ye kwesi ada me mankrankra bia ache e mankrankra bia akwaba. At the bad Time with Maame Grace jumedie kese yi so. Bijimi di se wontakire mada wabodwumi na moja nsuso edi wumu afurusane ensam ha ensam okoso yenam bibi mu anka wo hwa na eluki like ye bibi ketewa bi esese sebio kafrate enke nipa etimi dwene ho no tumi ye ho bibi na asat adeko a aso ya dwene mu aso ye nsa aso ye nan ne ye ho hwea enye yie na ye se ye nunu ye ho na ye nsansere de enumi ntumi nkyere obroni jema broni bi o se onyaaya nka me kan omukuro mu kasa me nte okasa na enye wo so na me no okasa fache me. And then we are discussing a corn god and a corn god ane me ma wakwaba edin a me jeso e de Maame Grace I me onua ba fefe me ho akon no chenchenam you can call me the fashion goddess and you last week you know binti bra atwuro bibi e wo comment section ho na me say binti we de waka me boss asem so watade a wo sha wo ba wo de betena we de enko ni ye kra me sasabe na enyu anje de ma hye mata nam da betena wo fu de won fa nyina no won hwe na no so ka ho bia. Yes, you can call me your fashion goddess papa abi you know that ane ye bu no akasiem Ye chere ye bra ya boni baby aba bedu. Man krankre bi akwaba. Call me Kasongo. Call me anything. Me din minim. Ana me din ankrofo nyina nim. Eye Maame Grace. It's Sunday. And I know your pastors will indirectly include me in their sermons because my coca mosquito asem. We are here and see all they say. Omo nkrofo ni bi nso be video I record the asem no mo dey asem I don't really care. It's okay. It's fine. But think about this. You are in a church or you are in church thanking a religious God for your life. Why? Because if it's not because of the religious God, you won't be alive. Say yes, nyamena. Anka won tinkwam. Sa nyankopon we pese ye nya de papa ye nda na se ne mfa ni onyam hyema no but se boni sidi a emye mboni din wom enya adwuma wo meka na ha sei look meka bibi nchiraw you are not the only one in this camp. We all used to be in it. Catch us wonsum nyame nkyame. So I don't blame or attack anybody that be me yes akra na me nim nyansa but mpese me ka asem chiro thanking God for looking over you when you slept because some people are in the hospital, some slept and didn't wake up. Wo de wanyame nti omo ewu no omo hu hia obawu ya hu hia o maame wu ya hu hia but wo de wasore ahoɔden mu nti ese wo de aseda e de manyankopɔn but sa nyankopɔn ya kumu maame na okumu papa eno de ono na oma ono na ofa asem we nyansa bi wo mu dia mom yemfa no to but God made sure you woke up this morning and apo nyame no ma unya na ye into wo sori anesesa wo de asedama no. He made sure your lungs and heart were working so you won't die. Onyankopon ene ma oso wakomemu no so wakwa wo honam akwa na ma wo ye nipa eye krate asefo no enyame na so mu no wa ma wanwu tini ye to nyu wa ma enwu onyame wa ma ni mangu ase wa mama wo nyame wa mama ni mangu ase dofu kasi Yesu me mawamo na wo mama owu ye wo papa owu ye wo mpuno owu ye wo kunu owu ye de eno de ono na oma ono na ofa fa unyansa na wadwene wo sa asem wo emu fakọ but me wo bibi ka kirewo na da wo bewu nsoso na eno nsoso wa ye den wo de aseda ama na da wo ma bewu na wo de aseda ama no. How do we even calculate and adjust to such a dumb statement? How? But you see no na wo dia is your own wahala. Onu ankasa ne ba Yesu kura was killed at 31. And I was there. And I see onipa obenya 72 years ansa na wewu. Onipa benya 72 years ansa wewu na wo beku ba wa ma na dia wo kan no wa ma na mbam. Ono you pass him at 31 or 32 and people are not sure. And as I speak with you, even my mother has beaten God because my mother is 91. This madness is what is killing us. Let's get into this. Why we see onipa benya 72 years ansa obewu. Oh yeah, who now hear God no. Aden na obeku Jesus one when 72 to affirm what you said. Such a confused God. This is the definition of a genius scam. A proper con God, a trickster of excellence. That is this God, Yahweh. And then a palm for omu ni kra omo de frano this hermaphrodite. Debi onye numpo. Enyo no no ye. Because I have a beautiful plant in my office. A hermaphrodite. It's so beautiful. The frequency is so nice. So this God no ye or ye genderless. Androgynous God. That God way. That trickster way. And ayenya people also in a parasitic shield. No more pampano. There are people who lied because of their painful and bitter life. And when they lied, people accepted the lie. And they started benefiting from that lie. And they were becoming relevant because of that lie. So they themselves that are aware of that lie adjusted to this lie. And the people started believing it. And now they know that everything we are saying is a lie. But because of the benefit, they are not able to pull back. This is what we are confronting. They place him at places where there is no evidence. Be anyone when Yamiaka vivid evidence or what. In your stripes we are healed. When I am sick, I'm calling you and your damn strike, I cannot find you. And he said I should not ask a question. Ask in what? Places where there is no answer. Call me and I will answer. Matthew 7:7. We call you. No answer. We protect him by saying all these things. And you are saying we should not ask questions. This is a scam concept that has a relationship with another scientific method called God of the spaces. But they are different. Let me tell you, this is why when you ask a Christian or a Muslim who is God, they don't have definition. They can only describe, because you cannot actually define it. They don't know what they are doing. But what I'm saying is, okay, if he is there, let's work ourselves out, because in actual fact, physically here, he cannot do nothing. That is why he cannot reveal himself physically and come and sit here with me. Means he's powerless here. Let's throw him in a gutter and do the thing here. We own here. He himself said we should dominate and possess the land and control the demons and everything. At least let's honor that scripture. Mama yen you so ana hanya better place. When we get to his so-called heaven, then we know what to do. What is the problem about this? I don't care what I have become in your eyes. You can see I don't care anymore. Though this, they have no under. In fact, let me explain. Because they have to tell us exactly which God they are talking about. The God no more than a senate dia keke ka ho no. Sa God no se yen ya ne boni nti na super El Nino ya aba wiase de yen ko aye de ne ye boni. I want them to tell us which God in actual fact. In science, the God of the gasp is how science uses philosophy and theology to explain things we don't know, or things that are too complicated to understand. Bakuni efa we tu three mame. Even nipa mpo pese nipa te ase nti na science ye nhwehwemu so obete ase. Nti I don't understand why a God who is giving rules said ye bedi na sam so na ye mbu so no o se ye ntumi nte na se ne ye te na se ya ne ye onye nyame biom. So what is the sense in this? If we don't understand you, how do we obey you? Oye nyame de ope no ye de na bibie ni we sese ye, because whatever we do they ope eno no be ye. It involves using the excuse of divine intervention to explain phenomena that science has not yet understood. The main difference is that as scientific knowledge grows and expands, it begins to rely less on the divine intervention for things, meaning that the reliance of these God explanations tends to decrease, because the more and the more technology bana ye feature asem nani asem. Enu nti na wo be gina ho at your age na be bom pa na nkrofo be didi watem na still o say atem no mo didi wu no ente when we say we lose relevance in the community, but you still want to walk like a God coming. Yen twitwa hwe me ye ho mpopo na wakogina ho na waye ho and people are insulting you. Na eba ne sa na ya toto ye ni are, because the onim de oye ni nim de oye nti onim say ebe attracting insult nti we insult no kra emfa ne ho eye niam asese enipa ehu no na omo ehu sese ehu na na enye adwuma biom anio. Because me myself, I was so ashamed seeing some of these things happening, because I did way all over. Meaning someone reading news, so like they don't read. Now, I mean, how on earth are you even saying this before cameras at this era? Like, I mean, how? Meanwhile, in religious cons, there is no effort to understand what it is, or any attempt to gain knowledge whatsoever, because what? Doctrines, dogma, inti diamaka na maka. Gwa weni tuyasa adie we ye asem fon ye de achi. When you ask questions, in fact, when you ask intelligent questions, it end up to be like Obia nti Nyankopon ase. Oh wow. Mente wase dia me ntumi ne wo njeli. Because I must understand you to move with you. Nipa mpo pese ne yonko nipa te na se na wunyame mente wase. Ne kura ne saying religious cons attribute anything to God and stick with it. Waiting for heaven to come. Then he should come now. Because in his word, he said he won't let what beyond us confront us. Bible, this is scriptural. Osi o ma so sine ya mba yeso. Unfra ne kan kire nse se de aboso, abano, African especially. Abroso. Because obefa ye no de akọ a better place. Ye mba na ewuwi. Ono anya Nyankopon no boy ye ewu. On befa ye nko because je bru yeso aba yeso. Ombra no befa ye no fa ye nko ne yabre. Even this heaven is a scam. And when you say this, but in fact, let me break it down. Imagine you don't know what happens in your body or the structure of your internal organs that make your body wake up each morning. So you attribute it to a religious God and begin to pay tithe and worship. Yes, you refuse to learn. But others are learning. Listen, who want to mean stop you will believe you. Won't see a way out. People are learning. And they tell you that it's not like that. Obi mo catch us Charlie enye sa o. Woni minyansa na bibi ye wo na wo kwa. Na obi si enye sa, wo de anya hwia da no wani hwe wachi wo hwe na ye sa na wo kọ. Wo hwe na enye sa na aden. Eden na ha yen. That is why an autopsy is done after someone passes away. They even obiyewu na wasai ni po. Omo pese omo hwehwem no mu hu adeku a ekun. Obi a wewu kekew. Now what do you do in the name of religion? Unhwehwe hwimu, unsua hwe, unhwehwe ase unbisa hwe. Does this even make sense? It's a question no. Abutia, your problem no so but you refuse to investigate and ask questions. Because o ye nyame untumi bisa na asem, ntimi mi bisa na asem. Ombra me say on share me one on one so say oye nyame a say Moses tietie mu sa o show ne to kakra bi me di on show me ne hwa ho so say oye be ma na me on hwe say me nhwe na me yi hu wi ni nyina me wax ho ma na like this thing is so annoying, is so disgraceful, is so frustrating. And you are telling people, hey nigga, adie we akwa we aba building mosquito lab wa yadi ye kebab enye yadi ye sauce enye. This thing is damn killing us. Let's look into this. And you are coming to tell me what? You were a prophet, you are in this country, you didn't see this. Unnecessary fight you can scream for. Me say me ma ori enfi lucky to benjo no. Or say me shouting at the top of my voice. Na me kasa chiro, me face rejection. Me be ye fugitive e wo me ami krom wo pie kura mpa ache so obi di wachi me so me mo obi endi mechi ewudifo ne bedru ba bia mo benya ne amope no mo nkai me din po ai because that is who we are inti na ma obi de ne ho to wo so obewu am obi a na eye den abusua won kasa sa wani hu ade a wo behu say the vibe no say ye bibi ne ye pa nka ye nyehwe ye beda ne ya dwen ye ho at this old age ye ka asam kire mu a na mo ati misra mo because ye nyina ne ye perish you na make no wo abonten wa hu ne ye koso wo ho the wa omukum ebi no mo they don't want us there. We can come back home na dem pa na nkrofo ye kurom ha nti ye mpese ye beba obi a pese otu kwan den meanwhile ye ne ye bompa ye chen obi a at this point of our lives we are thanking God. Wow. But you refuse to investigate and ask questions. You would rather stick with the Bible and other holy books. We would defend the Bible, we would defend the Quran. We would defend Islam and defend Christianity. I wish that strength. And what then you wanna defend this religious bodies, you know? Can you was what then defend it? And protecting your country now. And can you hear IMF? You didn't quite. And dear Ben, and can you hear think loan for what? Some what then? I protecting what is not actually there. That is not doing nothing for us. No, some more than ye protected Ghana. Kawusha by this time kahini wo bibisam. Mowa sorry, mowa mosque. na mo akọ school awie na mo aye baabi afi na mo build on waterways a whole contractor town council for wo kromu a na mo build waterways na kunipa afa nwura na ministers gina wo pra nde bra na ye koya na ye bai. If a minister can come down to come and sweep, where are we? Where are we? Even the devil, when in Tokwasi was no, when see for man back or not a yeah, so just a baby, and my bedroom, where is our future? Me patro Shagana, your future to sing. I will show me be some. And guess what? Check, you are promised so many rewards by this religious God. What shall we be? Osi mesa wonyare wanyina metua waka nyina Ghana mo kanete sen nyade wano na eburu so ayese mpakoro nipa enya bi nda so ya afi ne no so akodane asem fufuri. This God, what has he actually done? But it's either that the rewards are things without evidence. Only evidence because intro evidence be. Or you will only get access to these rewards when you die. Internet just say it has got nothing to do with us here. Into what do we have to do with this rewards? And your question, oh, say bibia ye wu achi dia. Mama yam forgetting yam focus wa ye wu e baba koto no woni ye na face so. Simple. You cross the road by observing the road traffic rules. And no car knocks you down. You attribute this to divine intervention from God. Hey, and your more almost a lomasimo. Any or more makika or more ye near markets almost one by attribute to the say ucha traffic light o share kwani muno one jumpy na truck na amfa so na wunya na ye one na share na utwa na car ni gina ye na udwane to ne wonan no say susu say susa udwane na utwa now they who attribute this to a divine God. Ha minti as you go to work, carry cement, wake up at 4 a.m. or branding, sit in traffic to work, and at the end of the month, they pay you. You attribute that to a divine God. Wow. We, I didn't obey to me any. Huh? Last week, na me contract be. Na me ankasa me nante ya me na ma yese paper. Na me menya misika awie. Atomata ade. Na me de nase ama no na me boka so a o se onka ho. Entoso. Wo di asede me nyankopon akoso cement. A me kai obi ton cars, obi ye cars, owo company ot dem aka ne na aboso, wo akoso cement. Akopuchi truck uti tomatoes manhole apai ho e wo market ho. Adi loan. Atena wi adese yimu. Wo di asede akomasa anya me we. Ebe wo maame a oye nipapo ompesa wo bre wo maame a oye nipapo ono ne bra wa bre. There are mothers who say that me bra ma bre no me mpesa me mba bebre bi. There are fathers who say me bra ma bre no me mpesa me mba bebre bi sa. Every poor child is trying to add up to their mothers, and every poor mother will obi mu be di kenke onfa na mo nka just so that obetumi atoto niam de ne bana ko secondary school. Even humans. This God, what is he doing? Koswa construction, na brefie, na fasidamano. It doesn't make sense. In all this, the con is that it makes you feel special. Anio, what's the difference? Bronsamoba, shani life, uye nyameba, dabi, akakakra. Having a job is special compared to your neighbors. Because people who don't have one are looking for one. Obi mu pedwuma mu nya. Wo wanya adwuma nti nyame na ye. Na fatu nipa na wo ye na adwuma no so ho e. Hwe ba bia wo tini nipa ete wo mo so ho e. Eno so e. Amocho wo. Nyame ye de yi. So you are special to God, and if you don't appreciate it, he will take away your promised reward, your job and your life. So one fast da me nyankopon wo de awoye ni mu nyina nyankopon beje wadwuma afiri wunsam obeje eboshe nso wo de ama wo no so afiri wunsam nti se bibisi no obi accident yisi na nipa 30 na wo car no mu na nipa 29 wu na ka ono nko a omo ewu ne de ye ono nko a waka ne de ode aseda me nyankopon adwini be anie nti omo ewu no omo de omo ye den bronsam mbo nipa nti wo ye nyame ba 29 na aka ne ye hwan ba a nyankopon ama omo awu na so omo ye abonefo ye bronsam ba mpo a obewu ma hwan nti so hwe 29 people no omo wu na wo na ye ne ba na oje na ene na ni wuo no so mfaso ne sen eno na kire se ni wuo no kura mpo no eye ntro me nkokọ ende if a god does this it's not a god onye nyame so nyankopon pa atime ye we onye nyame he is a mafia boss oye within me na mkai that nigga a criminal who threatens his victims with death and suffering if they don't thank him with things they have no idea of. This is me yare na mafra wu nyankopon because of bosha wo share ye bra na be ye wan be ye me wu a osofo abeka kire me so nyame na ema nyame na ofa so what's the point man and na se wo de awaye mu a ne bu befu but oye bone dia just say in all things we should thank you because you are then such a criminal being. Obe hunu na we ameku nyankopon beku ofreja fisro obembe hye ba abosom na nyankopon we oba meti we ma me yam nya me ya na hwe nse hu o mbeka nim na meti ya me ya na wo kape di yesu bowdua ba bia wo because he has a special reward in heaven for them upon their death wo bosha wase wo bia wo wu achi onyankopon na nka support se wu ya untimi hu no nti oye den wa enye time ni e waste. A question, oh, and you don't baby ni because he has no business here. Everything he has for even seeing him, just you. So what's the point? He should come out for that. You will have the evidence of God's riches and personality only when you die and go to heaven. What are we wasting our time here for? Here, there, nothing new. Onyankopon ye sunsum. Enti omo sore no ese so omo sore ne sunsum mu ene nukure mu ye kwa sore ye physical enwuma ye to ye physical tight ye to ye physical everything is physical that means it is useless because sunsum enye honam ani ade you people are doing business and ade amaking soon enough no now people have even found you out. You will have the evidence of God's riches ade wawu chise wawu and BB artist well. Oh, already. Knowing very well that when people die, they cannot come back to tell those of us here yet as so. Yenya at no ebe na egu yeso no mumu to me back and can't rent the munya BB. Yen so the anani egu yeso mu. So what's the point? Or die, be die. They cannot come back to tell those of us, whether it is true or not. God has gift for them. No evidence, no show. Mimi je shame no say shame ampa say shame ampa. Also heaven na of course wonu hani na mba de course ra wo fly course na be hwe oba ham. You can't tell. Mean to me, what's the point? In actual fact, what is the sense in this? Me nyankopon we no problem. If you want me to be in heaven, why have you brought me here? In actual fact, what are we even wasting time here? Wo ankasa wo mba. Wo so wo kwa ba 2000 years. Sebe say dadie jokotopo na wo pama sha ba nka wo mai. You are such a liar. How amazing is this? This lie. Imagine working for me or saving your susu money with me, and I promise I will use it to build a mansion for you. But you can't have access to this mansion when alive, but only when you die. Asem we ya wode. Me bi sese edie be mpa na ma ye to me shift bedu this level. E believing in these damn things. Ye wo asase to say Ghana asase, ye wo continent like Africa, making all this useless noise. And nothing is coming out of it. And a grown up man with hair on his balls. Asem we nyansa wo me jeje na wo kwa adwuma busumi nsiapo no ye ntua wo ka wo adwuma no be ko bi. So which kind of God is this? How will those of us living have evidence of this mansion being true or false? Before ni ye jitum se tight na ye tua no ye nyankopon de ampa endesem wahu. Endre ya. Endre bisa omo adwuma be na omo ayeda. nanti ti say robot nanti ti say robot na mo so na me hwe didi na me say wa kasa hwe dura wa no wafu ma waye hwe abusunya kasa na me kasa no me ntan obi o if you know what is happening in the land the rat hole we will go back to it say no mo de omo ani asi platform no so both internationally and obi be say locally because my kan omo asem into video no so fire but we will still come back. How would those of us now yet no you be evidence of the mansion you are just collecting my money just like they were collecting tithe say nya wo your offering a wadwuma be ye still wo de ka obetua waka nyina ma wo loan wo bank wa ka kire no nkotua. Imagine this major scam of religious people telling themselves that God is everywhere where everywhere ehifa everywhere where or everywhere na common small garden of Eden. Ojina where are you? Nku gbagbanto ostofires. Nku gbagbanto ipo nku agban ekpelenchi. I don't agree. Imagine this major scam only yedi so. Oh my God. God is everywhere. Why are you telling me this? He's everywhere. He's in control. Then every bad thing that is happening, he's responsible for it. Because the devil has never said that he is everywhere. The devil has never said that he is in control of everything. I am his witness. The idea of religion that God is present everywhere is what we all know as omnipresence. And now omnipotent, omnipresent. The most well-known and detailed passage is Psalm 139, verse 7 to 10, which emphasizes this, pointing out that it is impossible to escape God wherever you are. So this gives me the confidence that this God, though but he is watching me. Because if he's everywhere, then he knows me. He knows my name. He knows my thoughts. And he even hears me when I call. It is also scriptural. So I'm calling him out. He should come and explain himself. We should ask. He said we should call. So me use scripture for him. Matthew 7:7. He should come. I'm calling him. He is everywhere, even the deepest part of the earth or at the end of all the seas. He is there. I had to say microphone advert, everywhere dura plugs go. Water go flow. MTN say everywhere. The network is the evidence. This God that he's saying is everywhere. What is the evidence? Even if you claim that we are frama and microphone will oxygen so go there and show that you are everywhere. You are not everywhere. You are so limited. Me na make God no. If you are everywhere and we should call you, I've quoted all these scriptures. Come, show yourself. Appear on my platform. Appear here right now. I want to talk to you. Where is he? Lawu. Etoha kune. This excites us. Yeti say niyama we boshe we no me ni ho a. But it is one of the smartest con statements they use to trick people. Na tomakunoa melawoyom. Some go cry a friend not here. So melawoyom. Yahweh! Etoku ipangugman. Lies. Aye. Toku no benye. Ask them. Senya ntro no mucha. Ask them. Go ask them. God that is everywhere and you are building churches and temples everywhere for him. Onyame owo baby ya. Nti se wo kase owo everywhere kra wa nkasa na wo sanso se wo si dan ama na wa limit no. Na chese nya baby ya no wo. Baby e dan ni won ko ano be wo ho. You see the madness. In Ghana, you walk 2 kilometers and you will easily see more than 10 churches. And so still you hu fi bonne as a homa, a feminist, this is how low we have come. Okay, Jesus yo, or the set example of humility. Okay, we get you. Baby, I will be fabia. Me catch up. The waterways, me were evidence from Committee 5 to Shalom Sport. All the big gutters in omu akataso omo feel no asori dan no mo esisi so you can go and check. I don't give false information. Shalom sport here. Me etemagel. Oh, 10 kilometers. Ubehu gata si nyina so omo botrada ekwa asori ho. Omo pra asori dem no mo gata ni mu kan. Next to godliness is kan. There are churches in classrooms. Ebi amoframa no go school no. In shops, in cinemas. Se nipa tre kora na ekwa ose ya asori. Osibo onkope bra bi mbo eni ha shobutru mu mase twem. Everywhere collecting tithes and offerings, lying to people that God lives in these buildings, which God, in actual fact, I beg. And in Suafa Church in account, and it is so disgraceful that in Suafa Church, one Nyankopon, and to me and protecting us or dying. Shensuya toya fa sorry in a Shabia bottle in containing. She said, yes, so nature found. Why yet a sorry naked than Sabi able to be? And it's so shameful that they are raising funds out of it. Saying, Sua Fama, sorry, in Sua, you say, it's so shameful. Why won't you? God didn't protect the church. And God that is rich, or blessed, your bed blessed, Sikane jite frinidia. Now you're suffering in Sua for sorry. Why don't you go to that God and ask him for money? You are raising funds. This is how shallow we have become. This is how shameful this whole thing is looking like. Or say wo ya dia ma wonsa nimfa, me ma wonsa benkum ni hu ya ma benkum ni so me ma benkum we ni hu ose munye no gokokuom no makatua empie wo ho na mani. Nti bishop we or soft we. E de be na wo cheche wo this small rubber yi mu. Ah wo de camera siusu. Are you a pastor? Are you sure you know the Bible? You see, Adiana ye beans. Ayen cherry. We are telling you some mama yan dropping your focus or ye hoso. Ni yan chese yen to be ye bibi my manya. We have a problem. We have a problem. Na church everywhere. Na be a bottle edi asore dan isi. We are being trained to go to churches and temples to visit God in his house. Does God have a house? Wankasa me na me ya sorry dan no eye mimu note e ba ne say na fe de ote dan mu nyankopon wo ba bi ya na wo si dan ama no. It's already everywhere. When at the same time this God we have been told does not live in blocks and bricks and it's everywhere. It is scriptural. It's in your Bible. Come and explain just this. What's the point? Maybe some. What is the point? By this time of our age and this era, obibinikita sa adie wemu, frustrate you on one kasane life. Now what should I say so osimintie? When you ask, they tell you he is the God who knows what he is doing. What exactly has he done? If he knows what he's doing, why are we praying, telling him what to do? So why are we wasting our time? Or are you using keys and tricks codes to deceive people? Or softful? I need your help. Help us to answer these questions because they are very important. Men can't be as because I'm telling you, Obia will feed you, and he doesn't have a life that I have. The only issue you have with me, and your wife doesn't drive or not sensible than I am, never. The only thing you have with me is that I'm asking you intelligent questions. And you find it difficult because it is opening your anus. That is why you have issues with me. And I'm asking, come and answer. If somebody asks you questions and you have answers, you don't get angry. Why are you furious? Religion is lying to people only to collect their money. And that is really not my problem, in actual fact. And family, but the me problem, they say, Uma and Crofo who problem no woman. No solution because they have what it takes to solve their problems. You waste their time to sit down. Adeba ko ye me bufunie. Sa heba dieben for. Obi de yare ba wo ho na wuntumi ya let the people go. Na wasanya jinisika, what da no. Asa wasting the time. Na ni issue na ye worse. Ye fra wa na wonfa. And again, more platform no so na matching crofo awiom. In fact, Maame is straight. This one is the latest lying on my table. What you suffer? What a platform? You said there be a would matter. What about platform? So that would be a would matter. Me, I don't even care. Omo kura no money baby da omo ba platform so me yere me ho e promote omo e say yi sika kra fi omo so ma omo nya baby da e nde omo didi matenti me enfa me ho me matem didi en kra dey forget. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you saw the lady saw you on this platform and came to you with sickness. And now oba na we see nyankopon say na oyere no start date ye what di ni sika bebre e na wahu se wo boa. Ya okay na aboa no se oko. You are threatening the lady say, "Wansanya mba, wo de yare no yi ni beto." So the case is on my table. Wahu mo kwa mo mfre me. Mo amukọ ne ye de yam ana mo beka na me koka na se omu didi matam wo mu groups ni mu a. Mo nim de enti omu di matam wo mu groups ni mu. Se wo kọ no wan bekra me na asem ni si uso emfa mba me ho. I don't want anybody that is not my mate in any way to insult me because of your ignorance. Enti osafo o se da bia wo hwehwe onukra ma wo didi matem e wo wufie me ni problem na emo me catch us let the lady go. Stop threatening no na wo frɛ no sa wo voice note any tones I will blow ye nyina is on my we me metro because wo threatening obi se wo beku na yetumi chew. So minim se maka e wo tie because o se wo hwɛ da bia na wo didi matem tifa munya the right thing. Listen to me if you are watching me right now. The reason why most of these spiritual people hate me is because of this. When the people go and they do them, and they come and complain and I confront them, I become their enemy. So what do you kunu kono omojeno? What do boyfriend kono omojeno? What kono omoje? Whatever happens to you, don't come to my office. When you were going, you didn't tell me. I'm just tired. But also for would ye? I want us to do this for the last time. Let the lady go. That is just by the way. From the beginning of this whole dogma, religion has just resulted in trickery and propaganda to lie and scam people. And this has evidence everywhere. In so way, I saw Jesus saving someone in the flood. I will talk about it and give you evidence. We will talk about that. Be religion ade aye na maka achiro and tronko and we are cool on whatever omo be ka achire ye our country we are yeti we mu. Just think about the level of scam and delusion of being convinced to believe without evidence that the Bible was created by a religious God who also created the world. Me ana me bo wi ase. Me also na matro say me na me bo wiase. What is the evidence? Pacho, court to krasa wo kwa ye bisa witness. Ne witness way. The one who created the world and created us wrote the Bible to give us instructions that he couldn't do in any other better way, like our ears. Oh bo nipa. And now wo instructions went to me and found two nipa nim. But who the kotu bukum. Onipa wa born it say wo seso na che so Onyankopon ankasa kro onim nyansa because oboy yense ne seso e na ye nim nyansa nim nasem enti age se ode asem no koto bukum na che so no onim nyansa ko ye se no ye ne seso ana wo dwen sen. Why does he have to write a book that long which does not reflect our current age of computers? Hey, all knowing God onimashase eni awieye well who say AI ba na AI be ukobisa AI say how old is the world that obeka say Bible ye kamejai. Hasn't he heard of mobile phones and emails? Nyame we who say we yina beba. Such a dumb dude. We also your telephone number a Christopher na use Isaiah and here also frame me I will answer ya friend no kwa no wan answer to we who miss call no so obere ten no call. This liar. I blame this God for the reason Africa is where it is right now. And if I lay hands on him, I will burn him in hellfire. This God is more wicked than the devil. Even if he is busy and can't call everyone, he can let his angels write everyone an email or send WhatsApp message on the call anyway. automatic. Your friend, you are calling Mommy Grace. This God lack all these things, man. What's up? This is even easy. Send email to all of us because technology can do that to the whole world in 1 minute. This God, is he okay? This God keep changing face. This God, let's forget him. I don't know why you are not calling me God and you are calling him God. Where is he? At the beg. Because this is so easy to do. Starlink, and you know, Elon Musk, you know, it's everywhere. Starlink can say he's everywhere. Even say what talk now the see will fear one now you papa. All your neighboring house, no, they will all enjoy and you pay that internet. This God cannot even afford internet. And in more attempt to scam people, you hear pastors say, oh, God inspired people to write his words. Oh, wow. God inspired people to write his word. Human beings. What are we doing? Can't he inspire me to write that Africa is the holy land? We are the chosen ones. So America then he should fuck off. Ono no inspire binum. No mo chro ono nasem. Ye nipa. Ni inspiration with Africans when or inspire Muhammad or chro Quran. Or inspire Jesus Moses no yin no nkofo wo ma Israel. When inspire Krishna no nazi. Si say ye wo asabe ni onye ayi wo friend on the amevo agblenya abajivo. We have all of them here. Opoku the papa na so. He should come and inspire us so we can also write about us. If not, we don't know him. You inspire really, really. And this God could not inspire your grandfather or any of your bloodline as an African, but he only inspired people who, after writing the Bible, included in it that God is like them. That God says they are his favorite people, and that God has given them your land, and you are holding on to this. Are you okay? This is what I'm saying we should check. And you believe this. And you keep hating on your own bloodline. Mommy Grace, that is telling you that it's a lie. Let's also inspire people. That God should come down and inspire me to write to him that we are the owners of the world. If that doesn't happen, we should ignore this dumb statement. Asama make actually we nyan say him. E die ben pa na ye yes Nyankopon nya ye de otan nyanya tan ye nananom. Na mo ankasa na make no just 47 years ago. The people you people killed, young and old, some people come to you to tell you they have a book they wrote. Obi about what's on no book. And that it is the word of God himself. Obi no di book aba. And no aka say and they are God, who is the owner of the world, says that you should leave all your family and ancestors to worship their God. Obi no waba witness nka ho oba o se me na me nyame me na nyame ka kire me na me tworoye o se ja obi bia na obibini. I don't know how obibini was able to shift to admit this nonsense. Forgive my manners. Eno na me ka kire wa hyase no ebi mu twantro we hu ebi mu ana omu nye ni papa bia sebe fache me because omu ana omu kan omu se di atete apura sai ni nyame fa ye ni ye. All the testimonies you hear, now I was a prostitute, now I was a weed smoker, and then Yankopon farming. Obi no mu ana omu nye ni biara. Ana sa Yankopon we kokko fa omu. Omu anka se twantro na fe de enkrofo gitu mu na nam eno so na omu be se ebie. And omu ahuntro no but omu jai sa ntro no mu to wa. Omu nye relevant internet omu keep e protect eno ne ho hu omu ye omu bred deep down in their bodies, in their families, with their children. They know there is no power. God has not done anything for them, but they can't stop talking about it because what are they going to do? Sikani die na yomu de omu nye adwuma da, but onim say every Sunday obenya this amount just to lie. So lies pay this person. I, Grace, I'm not expecting such a person to come back and tell the truth. But to won so swear. wo a wo de wunya hwe enti wo de wo so nka wo ndwen kakra nhwe se eden na wo beye abusua asema mi ken sebio kafra che nyansa anim so wo ye nyansani a asema mi ken nyansa anim misrewo. This is a book you didn't write, they wrote it for you. Your oppressors wrote this book for you. The same people who wrote that book are telling you that the book says you are a sinner. And God will kill all of you if you don't do what the book tells you to do. And so to me, ma to me just as some way dear. If I want to abue bia ho che you dwan. No question. Let's do Bible. The Bible itself says that we should be wise like serpent. Mebwa, wankase yema ye ninda ho to sa aboa owo. Aboa nyankopon yusu wo bibi papa bia den. O se, embra no wansuo yiri ni ba ye no, osoma dav. Tio, no kohwe sa asase no so aye dry a. O embra Jesus e pa aboa tena so no, otena donkey so. Pamucho wo, otena donkey so. Yesu nankasa. Omo de ne toto lion ho. Lion of the tribe of Judah. No mo de na toto oguama ho. Tricks no aha na wo. Se obi timi be ma wo gisa ade we di, se wo bloodline nyina ya evil. Na wo jai na okodi na chi a ade odo be toto ho ye de aboa ye de ne ye sacrifice. Wo onfa wo toto aboa nyansani bia ho da. Emwa ni bi ne maboba a kire wo Bible mu no. Emwa ni bi ena maboba even omo ancestor ba ko Isaac kura omo dane no omo de no koto wo so omo de ne ye sacrifice no waka kire wo so omo yi ni fisu no omo de odwan beto so nti so omo frɛ wo so wo ni odwan a nti won tia say they are using us for sacrifice. Is that why you will thank God when we are dying? Because we are nothing but sacrificial lambs. It's just a question. If you don't think deep, that is when you hear these things and you shout hallelujah. Maybe I don't know what a scam is. You can tell me when I'm at school. If I come to you as a stranger and tell you that special book you have not seen before, and that book says your money must be given to me. Se meba wo fie wo sesi a wo de wo kiosk kora na wo wa wo fie no no. Meba wo sesi se kiosk na wo ti mu no. Ya tro letter firi ba bia ma even court kora ma me say me mbeje wo fie no na bibia nka mpa cho obefa wo bag boko no wapie na ade ama me. Ende nka wo beko below dwan. Does this make sense? Ewo kwan ben so. Ewo kwan ben so. The book also says that if you don't give me your money, God will punish you. Wo bebu mi kom. Agema ade. Me fa ma wa onyame be punish me ni be twi so papa. And I tell you that the book is a special book of God. Onyame bi a wuhu ni da. And that it is written in it that your land is mine. What's I say your media? And that you must give me all you have. Because in the book I am holding, God says I am his special child. And until I be seen there, Ghana asase Israel ma visit one not less than 10 times. Me ko boesu wo Jordan ma more than 10. Ti ya debt no me wo be 10. Hwe asase mbo bambo ba fitai. Ade eguro wo ho ye apple ni banana. Any olive tree enu mpo enya papa bi asa. Ni papa so mu Ghana asase. No mo koye Israel for because of your mind kron. They are to measures abobo na pampam ni na pantan. Ni hu nyina tutu se obi o akaida fo atade. Obibini epe kwa ma opese osankra ye spiritual Israelite. Ade we dey mean to me nja ika oniama tu. Akwa na okoto abueti 20,000 pounds no. Ene de okan so ye spiritual Israelite no. Mitwa so entwa. Eye me nwanwa. Eboro madwene menti ase so. Obibini beji we ya to ni tirim. At which level? How did this happen? How? Enti ase nim. O se wasase ye ne dia we ono ano de ba no wa beka o. Obibini age atum. In fact, I have asked my son to draw a picture of God. And God looks just like my family and me. This is worse than the scam known as Sister Nie London. You say a scam new one abasu. How do people hold on to this scam and con structure for all these years? How? And almost evangelizing it and promoting it. They're evangelizing it and promoting it. How? This is so painful. How? I mean, how? And this is not, people that are doing this are not sebi. Unkrofo manko school to say me. Mean to me, hey, I really got furious and decided to do this editorial because how can we have a devastating flood in Ghana and the next smartest thing we do is fall into a religious scam that after the flood, we must thank God. For what? This is so disheartening. Whilst people are still in the waters, ye thanking God we ye fe ne ye kopere fi. Nyame anye hwe. Me nka se ade no omo ye no. Eye flood in it no mo ye, but the state, the condition, the timing, and the bad aspect of this whole thing is that very day na see, the same date 47 years ago, what happened? And that thing happened and people died again, children among them, and you thank God at that time. You people should check the consequences of that. That is what I'm trying to say. It is not a wise spiritual decision. That's why I am asking all those bishops and pastors, are they sure they see? Are they sure they care about us as people? Are they sure they are watching over the land? Or they are just tricking us? It's just a question. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not. If you are not problem for Ghana, how can I be a problem for Ghana? I am an asset for Africa and Ghana as a whole. You are the bad ones. 47 years ago, look at the people that were killed. Now, who do you then was assassinated? No reward while you are here doing tobe. Look at the date and the date, and look at the time I follow also. Most of an astrology and a D and D and a D and D. You people couldn't read this frequency. You people could not read this frequency. Forget. That is why I am furious. When the children of Egypt were dying, the elders fought till, according to the Bible, till they drowned in the sea. Obibini ewo ye nemu a onhye fika. Se obi ebi biwu ana se bibisa na wo hye fita akọ no ma ye suspect so na oku no. Should we suspect anybody? It's just a question. The first time I have ever seen a black man smiling at Oyene, what I'm saying is a language. If you want to understand, should we thank God for the flood? And you feel you are praying to stop there. Such a disgraceful act. Abusia, samuti semenya asama, munka bi mame, mi nya de enye da. Me ni obi aso nya problem da because me wo do kese e wo makomam. Enkrofo we ya no mo be hihye ni ama of force. I saw someone obi mu gina no so mo hwe ne kan mu, they rather play something there. We have parasitic people here. If I say parasitic a shield hihye enkrofo nwa okromfo a wako police okromfo a wako soldier okromfo a washa software there, we call them parasitic shit. Omo ena saa ye oppressors yi omo use. I know they after me. In Mexico, a white Indian man told me, or see, we know you. We will not do anything to you, but your own people. So when you are going, we've seen you, but we will not do anything to you. Sasem we are papa kan inti na mam fa America mba Ghana. Me sansan me chibi ko fa London fa Antigua kwan tin na me bedu Ghana. Or see, we've seen you, but we will not do anything to you, but your own people. How do we think? And American muti semenya me ni obi mpo nyase. But muti se nkrofo we achechera this waswamia na mwake bi amame. Because we are living in a wicked world. Should we thank God for the flood? And our government will organize a national praise and thanksgiving to thank a religious God after a flood. Your question. We couldn't reschedule it because it was scheduled already. Inti ye me funu da ho twen yen. Ene ye koda nyankopon wan boa yen en save yen krofo nase. Ene ye wie ne ye si fom ne ye kopra. This God couldn't even tell the members that don't build, even the church itself is built on a gutter. This God didn't do anything. We should pack this God away. He doesn't have us at heart. And we went to thank this God. At the time, I hear what dead bodies under the land. A lot has happened to us. He didn't save us. He doesn't care about us, Papa. But again, I won't blame you because you promised. Like the guy came to say on my platform. So I'm not going to blame you. But like I said, what happened 47 years ago, that same date, that Oyenene happened, you know. More than Yamiasa. Monshe, Mususanso, de Bebro man. Asam na maka mu. I don't get it. Na mean to me ntiase, de ntia me ntiase so na ma kire mu no. But the mean to me can be because platform nankasa is at a. Aren't we supposed to have gone beyond this type of brainwashing situation? Na ye woman na insese nka ye bibi different. We should keep sowing to save face. Why? We should keep sowing. Yen cheche ni amani yenfa video nti yen so yen go beyond the Bible or so ya de amani pay mu yenfa camera nsi yeso ni yen cheche ni ama na ni yen dua ni ama de ye bedua na no an ye betwa. I always say this to you, ignorance is never a defense. De ame woka no na maka tro say yes san ya dwen a ye be save ye say yes san ya dwen a ye be save ye ho. Me say I saw Jesus saving someone in the flood. Next week, I will talk to you about it. I said, I saw Jesus saving someone in the flood. That's ende. You better say some way. We didn't have the Maame Grace. Now, wait your time with Maame Grace. Share, like, and let it get to the president and let it get to your pastor as well. We are not paid to do this. We love Africa. We want to save our continent. It comes with a lot of love. Shalom. Peace.